If you're a rock music fan, then here are 8 films you need to watch right now. If you enjoy a bit of rock or heavy metal music, then you'll love the films in this list. Here is a list of 8 rock music related movies I'd highly recommend you watch right now. Let's get into it. First movie on the list is a film called Ordinary World, released in 2016 and directed by Lee Kirk. The story revolves around Perry Miller, portrayed by Billy Joe Armstrong from the band Green Day. Perry is a former punk rock musician who, after experiencing some success in his youth, has settled into the mundane and ordinary life as a husband and father. On his 40th birthday, he realises that he misses the excitement and freedom of his rockstar past. To commemorate his milestone birthday, Perry decides to have one wild last night out, causing a series of comedic and heartfelt events. He reconnects with his former bandmates, including his old friend Gary, portrayed by Fred Armisen, and they embark on a wild adventure. Perry's decision to revisit his past leads to humorous and touching moments as he tries to recapture his youthful spirit. The film delves into themes of nostalgia, midlife crisis, and the challenges of balancing personal dreams and responsibilities to one's family. Throughout the movie, Perry must come to terms with his past and find a way to reconcile his desire for excitement with his obligations as a husband and father. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was surprised to see Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day acting in the movie. After watching it, he's actually a really great actor. I'd highly recommend this film. Next up on the list is a film called Studio 666, released in 2022 and directed by B.J. McDonnell. Studio 666 is a horror comedy movie. The film stars the popular rock band Foo Fighters, who play a fictionalized version of themselves. The story revolves around the Foo Fighters, who decide to rent a historic mansion and turn it into a recording studio to work on their new album. Unbeknownst to them, the mansion has a very dark and haunted history. As they start recording, strange and supernatural events begin to occur. The band members initially dismiss these occurrences as pranks or hallucinations, but they soon realise that there are strange forces at play. As the supernatural activity escalates, tensions rise among the band members, and they find themselves in a fight for their lives. Studio 666 combines elements of horror and comedy, with the Foo Fighters facing off against paranormal entities while also delivering humour and witty one-liners. The film is known for its blend of rock music and horror elements, creating a unique and entertaining experience for the fans of the horror genre and the band themselves. Next up is a film called The Rocker, released in 2008 and directed by Peter Catano. The story centres around Fish, a drummer who was once part of a fictional 80s heavy metal band called Vesuvius. However, he was kicked out of the band just before they made the big time. Decades later, Fish is still living a quiet and unfulfilling life, working in a dead-end job and living with his sister's family. Fish's life takes an unexpected turn when his nephew's high school band is in need of a drummer for their prom gig. Fish joins the band and they soon start gaining popularity, even landing a record deal. Fish finds himself reliving his rock and roll dreams and enjoying his newfound fame. As the band's success grows, Fish must navigate the challenges of being in a band with much younger band members, whilst dealing with his past and resurfacing tensions with his former Vesuvius bandmates. The film explores themes of second chances, friendship, and the pursuit of one's passion. The Rocker is a light-hearted comedy that combines elements of music and humour, showcasing Rainn Wilson's comedic talents as he portrays the quirky and enthusiastic drummer trying to recapture his rockstar dreams. Next up is a film you've probably already seen, but it needs to be included in this list. School of Rock, released in 2003, is a comedy film directed by Richard Linklater. It stars Jack Black as the main character, Dewey Finn. Dewey Finn is a down-on-his-luck, unemployed musician who's kicked out of his rock band and facing financial difficulties. In need of money to pay rent to his roommate and best friend Ned, Dewey impersonates Ned and takes a substitute teaching job at a prestigious private elementary school called Horace Green. Initially, Dewey is uninterested in teaching and intends to simply slack off while collecting his paycheck. However, he soon discovers the musical talents of his young students and decides to turn them into a rock band. He forms a secret after-school project called the School of Rock and begins teaching kids about rock music and how to play various instruments. The film follows their journey as they prepare for a Battle of the Bands competition, all while keeping their activities a secret from the school's strict headmistress, Principal Mullins. School of Rock is a heartwarming and comedic film that celebrates the power of music and the importance of believing in oneself. Next on the list is a film called Get Into the Greek, released in 2010 and directed by Nicholas Stroller. The movie is a spin-off of the 2008 film Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Alder Snow is a famous British rock star. He is on a downward spiral due to drug and alcohol addiction. Aaron Green is an employee of a record company called Pinnacle Records. Aaron's boss wants to revive Alder Snow's career by organising a comeback concert at the Greek Theatre in Los Angeles. Aaron is tasked with the challenging job of escorting Alder Snow from London to the Greek Theatre in Los Angeles, just in time for the concert. This journey turns out to be a wild and chaotic adventure filled with numerous mishaps and misadventures. Alder Snow's reckless behaviour, drug use, make it extremely difficult for Aaron to keep him on track. The film explores themes of celebrity culture, addiction and personal growth, while providing plenty of laughs and outrageous moments. Get Into the Greek is known for its raunchy humour and memorable performances by Russell Brand and Jonah Hill. Next up is a film called Heavy Trip, released in 2018 and directed by Jukka Vidgren and Jusso Latio. The film follows the adventures of a fictional Finnish heavy metal band called Impaled Rectum. The story centres around Churro, who is the lead vocalist and guitarist of Impaled Rectum. The band is made up of a group of friends who are passionate about heavy metal music but have struggled to gain recognition. Churro and his bandmates dream of playing Norway's famous Damnation Festival, which is known for showcasing the best heavy metal acts. Their journey to the festival takes them on a comical and sometimes absurd road trip, filled with humorous situations and quirky characters. Along the way, the band's determination is put to the test, as they encounter eccentric situations, including a rivalry with another band, and a run-in with the law, and various misunderstandings. As Impaled Rectum continue their journey, they learn the important life lessons about friendship, perseverance, and staying true to their passion for music. Heavy Trip is a comedic and heartwarming film that celebrates the underdog spirit and the power of music to unite people, all set against the backdrop of the heavy metal subculture. Next up on the list is a film called Deathgasm, released in 2015 and directed by Jason Lee Howden. The film is known for its blend of heavy metal music, gore and dark humour. The story revolves around a teenager named Brody, who is a socially awkward metalhead living in a small town in New Zealand. Brody forms a band with his friends, and they come across sheet music for an obscure, sinister heavy metal song known as the Black Hymn. When they play this song, they inadvertently summon dark supernatural forces, unleashing a wave of chaos and violence in their town. The demonic forces possess people, turning them into murderous and bloodthirsty creatures. Brody and his friends must now navigate this apocalyptic nightmare while trying to stop the evil forces they've unleashed. They use their knowledge of heavy metal and their determination to fight back against the possessed and save their town. Deathgasm is known for its over-the-top violence, gory scenes, and tongue-in-cheek sense of humour that pokes fun at both the horror and heavy metal genres. It's a cult film that celebrates the subculture of heavy metal while delivering a unique and entertaining blend of horror and comedy. And last but not least on this list, a film that you definitely need to watch if you haven't seen it, a film called Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny, released in 2006 and starring Jack Black and Kyle Gass. This movie is a fictionalised origin story of the band and their quest for a magical guitar pick. The story begins with a young Jack Black as a child, who is inspired to become a rock musician after seeing a poster of Ronnie James Dio. As an adult, he forms a band called Tenacious D with his friend Kyle Gass. However, their music career is going nowhere and they are struggling to pay the rent. One night, Jack has a vision that leads him to believe they must find the mythical Pick of Destiny, a guitar pick made from the tooth of Satan. They believe that possessing this pick will grant them unrivaled music abilities, so Jack and Kyle must embark on the road trip to find the pick. Their journey is filled with various absurd and humorous adventures, including encounters with strange characters and challenges, like Rock Off Duel with the Devil, played by Dave Grohl. Along the way, they perform musical numbers that showcase their comedic and musical talents. Ultimately, the duo succeeds in obtaining the Pick of Destiny, but faces consequences when the Devil demands a rematch. A film culminating in a cinematic battle of musical skills between Tenacious D and the Devil. The Pick of Destiny is a comedy that celebrates the power of rock music and friendship while delivering a mix of slapstick humour and musical performances. It's a cult classic among fans of Tenacious D and their unique brand of humour. It's worth watching this film just for the songs alone. And that concludes my list of 8 movies you need to see if you're a rock music fan. Let me know if there's any movies I've missed, and thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers.